how did your call came, sir? Because I knew you left for Germany in 1974 after you worked in the bottling company,
Yes.
Nigeria bottling company, and you studied computer science.
Yeah.
You had a PhD in computer science. You have
Yes.
PhD in religion.
Yes.
I mean, how big is this? Two PhD. Where do you get the head to read? To read,
Okay.
you know.
So, by the grace of God.
Yes, I'm asking about the education. Then, how did the call came? Because
Okay.
you are supposed to be one of the biggest scientists in Germany. I mean, I think you shot to Germany and America, and you are doing
Yes.
well. By that time, Nigeria was still sleeping on computer, but you have done your thesis was something on
The systemization.
life cycle, and the economics of computer,
Exactly.
something like that. So, how did it now?
Computer economics.
Yes, computer economics.
As you have rightly said, I was working after my secondary school. I was working with a Nigerian bottling company called Coca-Cola, nicknamed Coca-Cola. And from 1973, I started applying to universities abroad for further education. Being a science student, I was more interested in science subjects.
Wonderful.
So I had three professions in my mind:
Okay, sir.
agricultural science, medical science, and computer science. As God will have it, and by the grace of God, really, I applied to three universities in three different countries. I applied for agricultural science in UK, medical science in US, and computer science in Germany. And as an Aladura Christian, we believe in prayers and fasting. I prayed and fasted, and I told God what I want. I told God, please, what will serve me best is the institution that should first give me admission. That was my prayer point. Prayed, fasted 7 days, and I forget it. I trusted God
To solve it.
to solve it. Please, the university that will give me admission first should be the one that I was ready to do any of those three, and I have the papers for them, the qualifications. Is the one you should choose for me. And the admission came first from Germany for computer science. That's how I ended up in Germany.
So you became a German just like that.
So, after my studies and all the rest of them, I was working until I rose to the position of computer consultant. In 1998, after the demise of my brother, and according to the letter of our constitution, the church is a constitutional church. We have, again, the literal constitution written by men.
Yes, sir.
And we have the spiritual constitution, which is the Bible. Yep. The Holy Bible is our spiritual constitution.
Yep.
Anything that cannot be resolved
within the confines of the Bible.
Yes, we will now go to the Bible. What does the Bible say? And we do what the Bible says. So, according to the articles and paragraphs of the Constitution, which says, if a primate dies without appointing a successor before his death, all the bishops and archbishops of our church all over the world, not only in Nigeria, will come together on the holy Mount Tabora, fast and pray for 7 days. With only one prayer point: God, tell us who should be the next primate. In this case, in my case, there were 16 of them. They came to Ogere, they fasted for 7 days, prayed for 7 days. On the 7th day, the Board of Trustees will meet them on the mount. They have given them an envelope and a paper to write whatever God reveals to them. And they must seal it, not discuss it with one another.
The next person.
And they will now give it to the Board of Trustees. And Board of Trustees will open them, collate them, and now announce it to the senior clergies. And that's exactly what happened. Out of the 16, I want you to know that the God we are serving in Church of the Lord is not comparable to any other place. It's very unique in the sense that it's the same God But the way he deals with us is very unique. 14 wrote down my name. Out of those 14 that wrote down my name, at most 4 knew me. 10 did not know me. They have never seen me before. Then 2, I told you there were 16.
Yes, sir.
2 said they did not receive any revelation. So we don't tell lies in this country, in this church. 2 said in the 7 days they did not receive any revelation. So it was just 14 to 0. 2 abstention.
Yes.
0. There is no opposition. No other name. My name was on 14 envelopes. And that's how I emerged.
And at that time they say you are not even prepared for it. So how did the Lord now hijack you? Because you are busy abroad and you are selling
I
through
will tell you
Europe.
that we are serving a wonderful God.
Okay, sir.
What happened was, and I'm so happy that he's here now,
Okay, sir.
but I will come to that later. I've not been to Tabora then for some years. So in 1997, I said, oh, I have not been in the Tabora maybe for over 5 years or even longer. I want to be at the Tabora of 1998. Right in 1997, my brother was still alive. The primate has not died. Brother was July, August, September.
Yes, sir.
They are high season in Europe. Tickets are very expensive.
Okay.
And I've done it once that I wanted to come to Tabora, but I didn't buy my ticket as well. I can buy it in a week to the time I want to travel.
Overbooked.
It was a mistake. It was overbooked. I spent 3 days on the way. Got a ticket in Frankfurt to Düsseldorf, Singapore Airlines from Düsseldorf to London, from London to Accra, from Accra to Nigeria.
To Lagos.
I spent 3 days.
Wasting your time.
I said, oh, that will not happen to me. You once beaten,
twice shy.
So in 1997, right in January, I already bought my ticket for Tabora. And nothing has happened. Nobody knew. I already intended on my own to witness the Tabora of 1998. I want to show you the work God is doing. On August, if I'm not mistaken, you will know exactly. I think it was around August 16 or August 17. After the decision of the Board of Trustees that he was the one they sent to call me. He called me on phone that they said I must come home. He didn't tell me anything more than that. And that I should not worry, the organization will pay my ticket. If he can remember the answer I gave to him, I said, no, you should not worry, don't worry about ticket. I already have my ticket. The ticket that I've already bought in January. So see, when God is planning, when God is in the plan, normally I wouldn't, that time he's telling me, there's no way I can get ticket. There's no way I can attend Tabora of that year. It's not possible. It must be around 17 or 18. 16. It was the day they took the decision then. It was too late. I can't get ticket even 3 weeks to that time. Not to talk of 3 days or 10 days or 5 days. So I said I already have my ticket, so they should not bother anything. That's why I came home. I cannot even change it because I booked my ticket 3 days to Tabora. So I can't arrive before that time and I cannot even arrive after. I already bought it because if I cancel it, the money is gone. I have to buy another ticket. Unknowingly. Even what led to my proclamation has not even happened. The test happened in April 28? 26. April 26. I bought my ticket already in January.
Oh, yes. Jesus is Lord.
Jesus is Lord.
Jesus is Lord.
So, everything that followed thereafter was Jesus in control.
Like Psalm 16, pleasant places falls in my life, or my life falls in pleasant places.
Yes. You see, after the proclamation, I was overwhelmed because it never crossed my mind. Since I did not know, I was still working. I have to go back. That's why 1998, I was pending. I was going to Germany, coming back only for special programs. I still have to resign. I still have to give them notice, minimum of 3 months notice.
Proper resignation.
Which I did. I was still working till March 1999. Because that is when my notice will elapse. Actually, it was 6 months because a senior staff.
Yes, sir.
A senior staff cannot give 3 months. A senior staff has to give 6 months notice.
Hmm.
So my boss called me. You know, the way of the world. That's what they think.
Yes.
He said, "How much did they offer you?" He said, "I will double it." I said,
You don't want to get the cane of the Lord.
Chairman, it's not about money. He said, "Tell me the amount." I said, "Okay." I said, "It's not about." He said, "What is it about then? If it's not about money?" I said, "It's about the position." I must confess, I could not tell anybody because they would say I'm a mad person.
Of course.
How can you leave this lucrative position to go and be a pastor? Even pastor in Germany, they don't earn 1/10 of my salary. Pastor in Germany, they don't earn 1/10 of my salary. Not to talk of pastor in Nigeria. They will declare me just like my father that this is a crazy man.
Yes, a madman. I almost say that a madman of those days. The son was now perverting madness in Germany now.
Again. So when he said, I said it's about position, it's not about money. He said, "Okay, which position?" I said, "About your stool." About your position. He said, "I cannot leave my position for you." And we laughed about it. And I thank God, that's how it ended. I could not tell any of my colleagues, so I must confess to you. Until today, the young men are still alive. Before I got back to Germany, after Tabora, they already got the news in the church. So 2 young men in our church, they bet that, "Oh, doctor will not accept." The other one said, "You don't know anything, doctor will accept." You see, when you have spiritual inclination, the one who said, "I will accept," his mother is a prophetess in the CNS.
Oh.
So, but there's no CNS in our environment.
Yep.
So it's joined our church in Germany.
Yep. Spiritual inclination indeed. Spiritual inclination.
And the other one, no, he's a Christian. Even his wife is attending our church in Okeyado, Ibadan. But he didn't have that type of
inclination.
Spiritual inclination.
That's strong.
Like the other one.
Yeah.
So they begged. He said, "No, how much? What has Nigeria got to offer me that I will reject?" I will reject the position. I will not accept it. So they bet among themselves. So the first service I had with them after I returned, they could hardly wait until the service ended. Immediately the service ended, they rushed to me. "Please, doctor. They cannot call me private. It is something new. They are not used to it. None of us is used to it."
You are their leader. You are the first one that
local
leader.
So they call me not normally doctor. Say, "Doctor, what is your decision?" I said, "You will not go." This one said, "You will go." He said, "You don't know the work of God. God will call you. You cannot reject." He said, "I will go." He said, "I've won. Give me my money." It was so interesting.
So it was a betting, and God. Can you imagine?
It is just the work of God. I did some, because of my writings for politically engaging leadership, political leadership, and all the rest of them. So I came across what the president, even the civilian president, Obasanjo, was handling. By the time I calculated my salary in Naira, it was even much more than Obasanjo. Because my salary that time was 2.5 million Naira in a month.
Jesus Christ.
That I was earning in Germany then.
Jesus Christ. As a computer whiskey, as a computer guru.
Yes, computer consultant.
Computer consultant.
So, but it's not about money. And it was not about comfort. My greatest challenge is the climate of this country.
Yep.
I sweat more than all other my workers. Even when some people are feeling cold, I'm feeling hot. But it didn't do me nothing. It didn't bother me a second. Because the grace of God is sufficient for me. So
this is a challenge.
Yes.
What are the other challenges of running a big church, the first African Instituted Church, White Garment Church? Because Aladura came before Kerubu and Seraphu, then later Celestial Church of Christ.
Even before Christ Apostolic.
Before Christ Apostolic, can you imagine?
Christ Apostolic came into being, which is also documented here.
Okay, sir.
Because two things, they have challenges among themselves. Everybody, at least the majority of the Christ Apostolic CAC, agree that Babalola is the founder. If Babalola is the founder, Babalola himself came to Christ Apostolic, even there was no Christ Apostolic then, because Christ Apostolic, that name was adopted in 1941.
1941.
Yes. Church of Blood back 1925, Cherubim and Seraphim 1925, CAC. They were bearing another name. It's not that they were not in existence, but they were not bearing CAC. It was first formerly Apostolic Church of Britain.
Okay.
They call it British Apostolic, BAC.
BAC. British Apostolic.
From British Apostolic Church, they call themselves Nigerian Apostolic Church. When they broke away, so they now went into two. The Apostolic Church that you know, that is in Ikeja, somewhere there on the way.
Yeah, the London territory.
Yes,
London territory. London territory. Yes.
Those one remain with the British. The other one broke away. The one that broke away is the Nigerian Apostolic Church. But then, by the time they have a branch in Ghana, they could not continue to call themselves Nigerian Apostolic Church. Because the Ghanaians will resist. So that's why in 1941 they adopted Christ Apostolic Church. So they metamorphosed. But
can you imagine?
some historians,
that's a very deep history.
Yes.
It has been distorted. Some
historians now want to claim that the church that was started.
So it's not Babala that even started it, really.
No, the church that started in 1918 in Ijebu-Ode, Precious Stone, and the Diamond Society is what that metamorphosed into Christ Apostolic Church. That is not true. Because if I have a church and it breaks into two, and one part stays with the original, if anybody is even going to inherit anything, it's the one that stays with the original.
Yes, the original.
It's not the one
foundation
that broke away
and
adopted another name.
Yes.
So, I told my friend, I don't want to mention his name, he's a professor,
No, you can mention his name.
So I said, no, it's not true. If you are a true church of Babalola, so it was not founded in 1918. It is the Apostolic Church, this Apostolic Church that you can say it was founded in 19, because it was coming from Precious Stone and Diamond, and you broke away from it, and you started your own.
Yeah.
So you don't have anything. It's just like a Celestial Church that 1947.
Yes, sir.
Came from Benin Republic to Nigeria, and after some time, some part broke away.
Yeah.
Let us take Ajali Koko.
Yes, the Ajali Koko.
Faction. Can it now claim the original?
That is
it's the time he broke away, he will say he founded his own brand.
Yes.
Brand. So
that is the original.
Yes, it's only the Oshofa at mainland,
yes,
at Ketu, that are still with the original, that can claim 1947.
Yes, sir.
That's how, we historians, we should not...
You are the very few church historian in Nigeria. You are one of the few who is also embedded with the challenge of running a church, but also documenting the activity of the church. I think that's where we miss it.
Even to the glory of God, about 15 years ago, head of churches of white garment churches were invited by the University of Ibadan to come and give a lecture on white garment churches. To cut the story short, by the grace of God,
that's the University of Ibadan.
University of Ibadan, Premier University, Department of Religion. I was the only one that was there. The others sent representatives.
Are they afraid, sir? Maybe there was no research.
They are not intellectuals.
They
are not intellectuals. The leader of what do you call it, Christ Apostolic Church, I've forgotten his name now. He's now retired.
Yeah.
He sent my friend, Professor Osho,
to come and defend him.
To come and represent him. The Sele look for somebody who is even an engineer, who did not study theology, to come and represent him. So I was the only one who is head of church who studied theology. I took this book. That time the book that I published in 2002. I just took only 40 copies to the University of Ibadan. The student bought everything. It was not remaining only one.
African instituted churches. Diversity's growth gives spirituality and ecumenical understanding of African initiated churches by Dr. Rufus Oikiola Olubi Oshitelu.
It was sold out. The students were so happy that they are getting the history of African churches from an African. And to that, head of one of the African churches.
And the son of one of the founders. I mean, an aborigine.
Yes, that's another plus to it. So we just thank God for everything. And by the time I gave my lecture, what the response of the dean of faculty,
Yes, sir.
and the head of the department of religion is more interesting. On what is very interesting is that the things I said
Yes, sir.
about the history of Babalola,
Aiwala was controversial, a bit controversial. A bit controversial, sir.
yes, and the
They were all.
listen very well. It's controversial, but very correct. So the head of the department said he himself is from the same village like Babalola. That what I said is what is correct. The person that came to represent Apostolic Church and a professor, he said what he said is wrong.
Hell.
Everybody was there. Those who went with me, they were clapping.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not a CAC, but he said what I said, where he was born, how he started. He said he's from the same village with Babalola. He said my position is correct. What the representative of the CAC said, who is a professor, he said he was wrong.
Jesus Christ.
So when you are an intellectual and you are doing research, it's not about self propaganda. It's about putting the picture, putting out the truth.
Because history itself is called his story.
Yes.
His own story.
Yes.
So if we don't have
And if you say anything, people will go and say, no, look at it, it's not right.
validate it.
Yes, it's not right. So I cannot write any book and put false information there. This book I'm writing about Babalola, I'm telling you, the facts that I'm going to put there, I've already been scanning them. Letters written.
Yes, sir.
The book I'm writing about Babalola, I want to assure you that present day ministers of God in the Church of the Lord and members of the Church of the Lord, 95% of them have only had some, but they don't have a clue. They don't have the facts. And I'm now scanning the letters written by Oduwole, by Adejobi, and it's going to be part of that book. Though I will explain it, but they will see their handwriting, the letters they wrote to Babalola, they can read it themselves. Because actually,
I think these are the artifacts of history. That's the beauty aspect of history.
God bless you, sir.
Yes.
So, normally, 80% of them did not even know Babalola, because they probably joined the ministry in the 70s, and Babalola already died in 66. So, 80 or more percentage have never seen Babalola. Members, I can say members, maybe 50% have seen Babalola who are still alive. But ministers of God, 80% of them never knew Babalola, never saw him.
Coincidentally, 2 days from now, it will be 52th anniversary
Exactly.
of his demise.
Exactly.
So I think the revelation is coming at the right time.
We thank God. We thank God. I just pray that God will give him more strength and the grace to finish the book on time.
We are so eager. We are more than eager. Running up, one of your prominent son, one guy that was born in Aladura, until today he's been a success story. When we were coming here, we told him we are coming, and he said, "Ebami Kibaba." Then I said, "You are going to speak with him." That's Chief Ayobamidele Joseph Ochelegom Momodu. Chief Ochelegom Momodu is the publisher of Vision Magazine, and he was born in Aladura Church, and they gave his mother the prophecy that you should let this boy always read. Don't let Bible be far away from him. And always keep him. And today they will do a success story all over the world. I mean, what's the secret of Aladura Church?
To be candid, in a nutshell, is spirituality.
Okay.
Our spiritual discipline make us unique. Then I can challenge any minister of God in this nation, not only in this nation, all over the world. I'm like my feelings is like Elijah. I'm ready to take on any church leader, any part of the world. Come out. It's not secret. Let us see. Come out. 3 of us. Give us 7 days, and say anything people want. Do you want rain, or do you want anything, fire to fall from heaven? And let him pray. Let him go to Iperu and stay in Ogere, so that the weather will not be different. When say, oh, you have a favorable weather, that's why your own came to pass. Let us stay a little bit apart from ourselves and each one of us go and appeal to God that this and that will happen. And let us see a true man of God. Let me give you a testimony. We don't need to do all that, but
Yes,
I'm ready.
Yes,
I'm ready for the challenge. Any Pentecostal minister, any minister of even mission churches, Anglican Methodists in the whole world today, I'm ready to take them up because I know the God that I'm serving. That's number one.
Yes, sir.
And there's no secret about it. It's spiritual discipline. Purely spiritual discipline. But my testimony is, before the election that brought Gbenga Daniel to become the governor
Of Ogun State.
of Ogun
And
State
there was a lot of uproar there.
for the first time.
Yes, sir. That was 1999. No, that was 2003. 2003.
2003,
Yes,
you are
sir.
correct.
2003.
2002, thereabout, late 2002, early 2003, we visited him in his house, we prayed for him, and God spoke through us. But good enough, journalists were there. So, you know, the things of God you cannot hide.
Yep. Yes, sir.
My second in command, Archbishop what is his name? Babali. Archbishop S.B. Ali, and myself. With some other people that went with us. But the two of us gave him a revelation. The revelation in us says, we saw you on a stool and a crown. You were crowned. Meaning, you are not expecting it. You don't expect to win, but you will win the election.
In fact,
so when we told him, it was, yes, it's correct, 2002.
yeah.
2002.
Yeah, because
that's when I launched this book.
okay, sir.
So at the launch of this book at LTV Hall
Yes,
in
sir.
Lagos, some of the journalists that was there came to the launching, and they now called me, all of them, for interview. You said Gbenga Daniel will win the election
In Ogun State.
in Ogun State. Adebayo said Oshoba will win, and both of you are true man of God. Who is God really talking to, and who is telling lies? I said, wait and see. Shabi, the election is coming. You will know the true man of God. When you see the person that won, you will know who is the true man of God. And today is history.
No. History with 8 years, sir.
Yeah.
8 years advance. Because I know about that election. And I know that Gbenga Daniel was in London with Chief Obasanjo during the wedding of his daughter Akufo to a Briton. And Gbenga Daniel was also there. And somebody was taunting Chief Oshoba that, boy, you're pushing lawyer. Only win here. I said, we need poster.
It's a done deal.
And eventually, miraculously, Gbenga Daniel became the governor. And it was being sung then that Gbenga Daniel is Hokini. And you know, so yes, Daniel was in the
streets of ritual. That's why he came to the mount and said, only Mount Tabora is my ritual place, so I don't have any other ritual place. And if you come to only Mount Tabora, it's just prayer.
Yes.
Prayer does it. Prayer is the key.
So that is the words of a man of God.
Yes.